Hey, hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris. I do a daily vlog here on this channel. I've set myself the arduous task of vlogging for 1,000 days. So if you're not subscribed, a subscribe would be absolutely fantastic. So thank you very, very much. Avaricious people, people who sort of covet money, and especially your friends. I think it's important to know that, just from my history, that I've had a friend who was more concerned about saving money when we went out than anything else. It was a difficult prospect. If you've got friends who want to save every single penny when they go out with you, not that there's too much wrong with that, but they're so concerned with their own wealth accumulation, and they're so focused on that, more so than keeping the friendship or relationship with you. I think that's not a good place to be, and you've got to bin them off. Sorry, I'm putting it right out there. Stay away from them. You know, every focus is about greed, money. Everything is just focused on that. And I think that's an unhealthy quality to have. I think when you have that, or have somebody like that in your life, I think that can be very, very, very challenging. So from my experience, I had a friend, a former friend, who was so focused on money. Every time we went out for a meal, he just wouldn't find his wallet. He wouldn't put his hand in his pocket for anything. You know, there's a saying here in the UK that somebody's really tight. And yes, they were absolutely tight, to the point where it just got embarrassing. I dreaded even going out, and sometimes purely by happenstance, I had to go out and be with them. And that, my friends, was a tough sort of situation to be in. And you know, whenever they did, which was not very often, but whenever they did put their hands in their pocket, they would go for the cheapest thing on the menu. They would make sure that you felt like, oh no, you don't want that really, you just want this and that, because that's, you're saving, you know, 99 pence or cents on whatever, you know. And I just think it was just horrible. I mean, who lives their life like that? I just really felt like I couldn't continue that friendship, to the point where it was inevitable in the end, and we just shook hands and walked away from each other. And as adults, I think you can do that without being horrible. And I don't miss that. I don't miss that friendship. I really don't. You know, it was more born out of obligation on my part, I think, than anything else on theirs. And I think they showed their true colours when they wouldn't sort of reciprocate in terms of, you know, buying a meal out, you know. I just knew whenever we were going to meet up, it was always me that was going to put my hands in my pocket. So if you have friends like that, please walk away from them. Don't keep them in your life. A true friend would value your time, your company, and they don't have to be the most wealthiest person on the planet. That's not what I'm suggesting. But what I am saying is that they at least meet you in the middle when you do go out for a bite to eat, or they do offer some reciprocal sort of approach to you know, putting their hands in their pocket. You're not the wealthiest person on the planet where you can offer a free meal to them every single time. I'd be embarrassed. I really would be. If we went out for a meal and you paid for it every time, I just couldn't allow that, you know. But some people can, and they do, and they're happy to do that. Or if you go out with them, they're just limiting how much of a good time that you will have. You know, they'll even convince you of it. They say things like, oh, you don't really want this, do you? Because, well, we've got to go in a minute, and that's an extra 50 pence. You know, you think, gosh, how can you live your life like that? You know, because life is the ultimate experience. You know, whenever I used to go places with him, he would be so resistant to maybe going on a boat ride or going to do stuff because it's going to cost more money. I mean, how ridiculous can you be? If you go on holiday and you don't end up going to, say, some of the best places that you're going to see there, all because you're afraid of spending 50 pence. It's ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. As you can tell, it's quite an emotive subject for me, because I put up with this chap's behaviour for a very long time. Thankfully, today, no longer in my life. We shook hands, we walked away, and that, my friends, was the end of it. And I don't miss it. I don't miss it, but I just feel like it's important to share this with you, because if you've got friends that don't financially meet you in the middle, and it sounds like I'm asking, for your friends to have some massive financial commitment to you. No, I'm all about them meeting you in the middle. If they meet you in the middle, that's a good place to be. It says a couple of things. It says you're equal to them. They care about you. They don't want you to put your hands in your pocket all the time. They appreciate you. And sometimes it's good to show that appreciation. A true friendship would allow all that, not take away from you. And I think that's what it does in the end. What it does in the end is make you feel like, gosh, you know what, for the last 5 or 6 times now, I put my hands in my pocket and they've not paid a penny. I think sometimes people can capitalize on your generosity. They really can. They can capitalize on it to the point where they're quite happy for you to pay, And little tricks and stunts like this. So you would go into a restaurant somewhere and they go off to the toilet straight away. You're left in the queue, and then obviously you end up paying. And then when they come back, they haven't got their wallet. Their purse, whatever. And you just think, how can you live like this? And you keep doing it. You don't mind once or twice, but when it keeps happening, you think, can I keep a friend in my life who doesn't understand the true value of what friendship is? It's not you paying for a meal for me. That's not the point here. The point is that we meet each other on many equitable levels. And we do that because we care about each other, because we want each other to be there for each other. I always say friends are the family that we choose, So choose wisely. If you've got somebody in your life that's actively pursuing that they value money over your friendship, then they're not true friends. They're not. They really are not. And it's horrible when you're at the blunt end of it. It's just, it really used to sicken me in the end. And I just felt that it was a friendship that was more for them than it ever was for me. And so that made it easier for me to walk away. So, if you've got a friend that just wants to save money because, they don't want to pay for anything when you go out, please, you can make your excuses very politely, or if they ring you, just don't answer the call. Just don't go. If you're always putting your hand in your wallet, in your pocket, don't do it. It's just not worth it. And you know what? It's better that you have time with people who value you to the point where you are not feeling like under pressure to pay for everything all the time. It's just not fair, and it's not right. And being equitable in a friendship, is something that you've got to say to yourself, I can't keep doing this because I value myself. Valuing yourself, valuing your input is something you have to do in friendships. And, a true friend, like I say, will meet you in the middle. A true friend would, if you paid for it last time, they'll pay for it this time. A true friend will just understand and know and be there for you. And sometimes they'll want to do it because it's the right thing to do, like it's your birthday maybe, I've been out with this particular person and I've actually paid for stuff on my birthday. And they've not even remembered my birthday. Is that a real friend? No, it's not. So if you have people like that in your life who are friends, or this in some way echoes the people that you have, and they're not meeting you in an equitable way in terms of friendship, then maybe back away from them. Maybe find new friends. Maybe find true value in people that have value in you. I think in doing that, you'll be a lot happier. And maybe, the people that are actually doing this, they can actually find other friends who are prepared to pay for them all the time, But it's not just the fact that this particular person wouldn't pay. It's also the fact that if you went out, they would pay so very little, because they valued money over the relationship, over the experience, over the friendship. When you value money over people, I just find that very odd. It's very strange. And people do value money more than other people, whether it's because of their greed, and or because they just think it's there's more intrinsic value there than people. But I just thought I'd share that with you today. I think it's an important theme to talk about, and if you can talk about it, that's not a bad thing. And yeah, make sure that the friendships that you do have in your life, make sure that those friendships, you know, are the ones where you both sort of share the cost of being a friend. And you can meet that in many ways, but don't keep paying for stuff all the time. It's not great, it's not worth it, and it's something that you can just, you know, you could fall easily into the trap of doing all the time, you know, but you just can't do it. And you need to have a bit of self-pride and respect for yourself as well. In doing that, you know what, that's the best way to go forward. But anyway, look, I've rattled on enough about this. I'll be interested in your comments. Oh, and by the way, if you're not subscribed, a subscribe would be amazing. And as always, this is a daily vlog, part of my 1000 day series. Yes, I'm back again tomorrow. So on that note, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.